Raila Odinga, January 7, 1945 to October 15, 2025, was a Kenyan politician who served as Prime Minister from 2008 to 2013. He was the Member of Parliament (MP) for Lang'ata constituency from 1992 to 2013. He was the leader of Azimio la Umoja, One Kenya coalition party. Odinga ran for president of Kenya 5 times, with none of his attempts being successful. Each time Odinga alleged electoral fraud. In 1997, he finished third as the candidate of the National Development Party (NDP). In 2007, he ran again for the presidency under the Orange Democratic Movement (ODM) and lost to Mwai Kibaki. In 2013, 2017, and 2022, Odinga was the runner-up as a candidate for the Coalition for Reforms and Democracy (CORD), National Super Alliance (NASA), and Azimio la Umoja respectively. After his loss, he filed for petition against President-elect William Ruto at the Supreme Court of Kenya. The court decided against him, and Odinga pledged to respect its ruling. In February 2024, he announced his candidacy for the African Union Commission chairperson, but was defeated by Mahamoud Ali Yusuf in the February 2025 ballot. Early life and education. Kenya colony. Raila Odinga, a member of the Luo ethnic group, was born at the Anglican Church Missionary Society Hospital in Maseno, Kisumu District, Nyanza Province, on January 7, 1945. His parents were Mary Juma Odinga and Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, who served as the first Vice President of Kenya under Jomo Kenyatta. He went to Kisumu Union Primary, Miranda Primary in Bondo and Miranda High School, where he studied until 1962, when he was transferred by his father to Germany. Early career. Business and entrepreneurship. Civil service career. In 1974, Odinga was appointed Group Standards Manager of the Kenya Bureau of Standards. After holding this position for 4 years, he was promoted to be the Deputy Director in 1978, a post he held until his 1982 detention. Political career. 1982 Kenyan coup attempt. Main article. 1982 Kenyan coup attempt. At 3 a.m. on Sunday, August 1, 1982, a group of soldiers from the Kenya Air Force led by Senior Private Hezekiah Ochuka attempted to overthrow the government of President Daniel Arap Moi. After the failed attempt to overthrow him, President Moi reorganized Kenya's security architecture, staffing it with his loyalists, and then he ensured a law was passed in Parliament that gave him emergency powers while placing the provincial administration under the office of the president. Odinga was arrested and charged with treason after being accused of being among the masterminds of the 1982 coup. He was released 6 years later in February 1988, but was detained again that August. He was finally released in June 1989. Detention. In an era of unrelenting human rights abuse by the Kenyan government, Odinga was placed under house arrest for 7 months after evidence seemed to implicate him along with his late father Oginga Odinga for collaborating with the plotters of a failed coup attempt against President Daniel Arap Moi in 1982. Hundreds of Kenyan civilians and thousands of rebel soldiers died in the coup. Several foreigners also died. Odinga was later charged with treason and detained without trial for 6 years. Presidential elections. 2007 presidential election. On July 12, 2007, with Kibaki's re-election bid drawing close, Odinga alleged that the government was withholding identity cards from voters in opposition strongholds with the intention to skew the election in favor of Kibaki. He also claimed that the intended creation of 30 new constituencies was a means by the government to fraudulently engineer victory in the December 2007 parliamentary election. 022 presidential elections. Raila Odinga, having been faithful and committed to building a national, democratic, and progressive Kenya in our lifetime, having worked with many patriotic Kenyans to achieve this goal, I do hereby accept to present myself as a presidential candidate at the presidential election on August 9, 2022, following the request and unanimous decision of this Azimio la Umoja. Political positions. Odinga's political ideology can be loosely styled as social democracy, more closely aligned with American left-wing politics. His position was once in favor of a parliamentary system, as he initially backed a constitution giving executive powers to a prime minister, but he subsequently changed his position to support a presidential system with a devolved power structure, which is reflected in Kenya's current constitution. Personal life. Odinga and his wife Ida at a political rally. Baptized as an Anglican Christian in the Church Missionary Society (CMS) in his childhood, Odinga later became a born-again Christian. Odinga was married to Ida Odinga, Ida Enyango Oyu. They lived in Karen, Nairobi, and had a second home at Central Farm in Siaya County. The couple had 4 children: Fidel, 1973 to 2015, Rosemary, born 1977, Raila Jr., born 1979, and Winnie, born 1990. Fidel was named after Fidel Castro and Winnie after Winnie Mandela. Nicknames. Odinga accrued several nicknames during his political career. These include Tinga, Hummer, Baba, Jackum, and Agwambo. Odinga died from a cardiac arrest at the Devamatha Hospital at Kuthatukulam in Kerala, India, on October 15, 2025, at the age of 80. He had collapsed while walking at the Sri Hariam Ayurvedic Eye Hospital and Research Center, where he had been seeking medical treatment for diabetes, hypertension, and chronic kidney disease. Shortly after his death, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi published a post on X honoring Odinga's legacy, describing him as a towering statesman and a cherished friend of India. Kenyan President William Ruto announced a state funeral and a 7-day period of mourning with flags placed at half-mast. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa and Tanzanian President Samia Suluhu also paid tribute and expressed their respects. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like and share.